hello. I have some bad news. It's not Factorio night. Unfortunate, but true. Can't believe it. We need scenes, action commands, a new action command for a push button in time with thing. What are we gonna call that? What are we gonna call that? So this is one where, okay, this is gonna be similar to Thousand Year Door Earth Trimmer, but different. In Thousand Year Door Earth Trimmer, you just keep going until you miss one, where you make any mistake and it stops right there and locks in your total score. This is gonna be more like Bug Fable's Beamerang, where it just plays the entire bar through and each successful hit counts as additional damage. Hello, Casual. Welcome into everybody. Merry day before Christmas Eve. Mac, Al, Theron, and Casual. Hope you're all doing well. Christmas Eve. Like we could give this some kind of theming. Meter timing. Let's go with that. So how does a normal one of these work? We need a scene, any special art that we need, which is not much, and then the code, which I do remember does have, it has to have a result property that we set, and setting the result property is what triggers the end of it. So let's basically kind of do something like that. So typically this is going to be a 2D scene. So this is the example for scanner. Here is the spring launch as it exists today. Looks like this, but it has an animation that slides it into the middle of the screen. I'm glad there's no delay for you, Casual. So it has a little bit of time to initialize. So we're gonna create a new 2D scene. The meter timing action command. Song like, I've got some points that I'm like, places where it's too much or maybe a bit repetitive, but overall it's fine. The trick is that I don't have as clear a picture in my head of what certain songs should sound like. So it makes it a little bit trickier on some of these. Spring launch will also be... I'm just gonna copy this whole thing, paste it in. We'll reuse the slide in animation, I think. It's that guy. It's him. It is him. So we're gonna remove this. The meter filling up is going to be kind of more like the gear spin scene where it's like this kind of meter. I don't know what this back texture. Ah, gotcha. That's what that is. Haha. Haha. It's gonna be like that, but we're gonna rotate it. So move that into the container. Scale it. We don't need a success zone. We will need some kind of cursor. Maybe. We'll see about it. El Dupsterino, 6th movement. Of course. Hello, GQ. Okay, just need to make sure this is like about the right size. It's gonna be like that, sort of. Oh, I get it, I get it. It all makes sense now. There we go, we'll do like that. Get rid of this. We will still need panels. Do we need... How is this gonna work? How's this little fill the bar up thing gonna work? Brr, 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 brr. I could have it just kind of stretch out. So we'll see. Actual rigged. So let's see, lights. We will want these to be Z indexed up. And we're gonna delete this one. And this one. These are gonna get randomly placed in this line. That's the magic of it. 100% for Minecraft. I cannot. I'm sorry, but I cannot. It is not within my powers. It's a tough one. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so I want to make sure that as this meter fills up, somehow, the panel light will be, I don't know, somehow, or ding ding. The point is that it should have a maximum, and there should be 2 of them. So initially, I think all we want is for meter to fill up. So that we're gonna have to actually make. Don't save this scene because I didn't make any changes to that one. I hope. Meter timing gets a script. Hooray! So I need to attach that script to the top layer here. And this is going to be very similar to the gear spin in that it can have a state. Maybe not gear spin. Maybe scanner is a good one. Yeah, because we can use enums. Not spring launch. Do we use ready on this or just process? No, just process. I see. I think this would get reloaded if you run this command twice. Okay. So for those that are familiar with Thousand Year Door, think Earth Trimmer. A meter fills up, and whenever it's underneath one of the circles, you press the button, and you get a ding, And those are good. That's what you want to do when that happens. That's it. That's the idea. So while processing, okay, so we're gonna have states where we pull it over. Loading, running, ending. All right, so you start with loading. We're not going to do anything with the ready yet. You are winning. Wow. That's incredible. What even? Oh, it's Minecraft? Minecraft category? What? Oh, it's Mario. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, weren't we doing Minecraft? No, people were just talking about Minecraft. World Warper for warping a lot. Super rigged. What a rigging. Put that on a pirate ship. All right. If state is waiting. Okay, so we can have a counter. We're gonna have a counter delta go up every tick. And then we do our actual, if we're doing this, then do a thing. If state is loading, if counter is greater than or equal to, let's say 1.0, then reset our counter and change our state to running. If state is running, well then, we have things to do. More than I'd like to admit. More than I'd like to admit, Turboduv. I have an idea. I have a silly idea suddenly strike me. Apparently, I just get ideas about Twitch alerts whenever I'm streaming. First off, how do you get to it? Like, where do they hide it? It's not streaming tools. Not stream key. Just gotta get through it to the search box. Okay, if you are doing a raid native alert, what values do you have access to? Only the username and the amount of people in the raid. That's literally it. Well, that's not what I was hoping for. I was thinking it'd be cool if you could get the game category that they were on, because then you could have different raids based on what game people were coming in from, if it is a game you commonly receive raiders from. That would be neat. That would be neat, Twitch. Consider that. Running. We need to grab this cursor texture? Is that what this is? That is what this is. Filling meter. Oh, that, you know what? That is a good suggestion. Twitch should consider that. Make mobile work. Meter run duration is, we're gonna say, fills up for 2 seconds. Also, if I mess with the properties of this layout, transform size, scale. Yes, the anchor is set properly. Okay, so transform scale. Copy that property path, please. Filling meter dot scale dot x equals counter divided by the run duration. If counter is greater than or equal to meter run duration, consider that one. It's 1.0, and then done state equals command state dot ending. How are we gonna slide this out after that? Probably like play backwards, right? Or modulate out, that would be good as well. It's an idea. I like it. Easy, to the point, just quickly fade out. And here, result equals 1, just to say we did something. And that's the basics. That is the basics. So now, we need to plug this into our moves. We are changing the path of our action command to this one, and let's see if it works. It's not going to be much of a game because it always wins, and we just watch a meter fill up and that's it. Watch a meter fill up and win. Boop. Cool. All right, that actually worked. Good. That is great. Initially set meter to 0. Number of things. Number of bulbs is 2. This one's gonna be weird. I don't know how close we can get them to each other. I guess. Ugh, yeah, this can't just increase forever. All right, so I want to make sure that the position that it chooses for this so not past this. Around 700 to 900. It's our limits. Bulb, min x 700. Max X 900. We'll pick a spot somewhere in there. Next piece of information. How big are these bulbs? What is the size? I'm going to say like it's got to get behind that point, which would be like around there. About 50. Let's say 55. And that's for determining like, okay, did we actually hit it within the range? Let's see here. Meter min X. Where does X actually start here? Right about here. 570 to 955. 570 to 955. Just get these numbers in here so we can reference those here in a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna randomly place 2 bulbs. Initial bulb, I'm not gonna make that modifiable yet. Initial bulb position, we can just pick anywhere in this range, and that's fine. First bulb X equals, how do we do this? Random float range. Yeah, that's it, perfect. Between bulb min and bulb max location, and there we go. Now, here's where things get a little silly. So consider, we want to put 2 boxes in this larger box, anywhere at all. But we want them to be kind of pretty well randomly distributed, and we cannot let them overlap, all right? Let's say that's our box size. So we cannot let them overlap. So we got 1 box and another box. So how do we do this? So here's the problem. If we just randomly choose a second location, there's a good chance that they're going to overlap, and that's bad. So we could just say, if you overlap, retry. Just keep retrying until you get it. That works. Maybe not the most efficient. Definitely not the cleanest or easiest to debug. Easier solution. Think of each of these boxes in terms of their left-hand edge. If we do that, if we think of each box just in terms of their left corner, then we can say, okay, this other box could go here and all the way up to here. All right? And then again, it can go here all the way up to like here. It's like, okay, now we actually have 2 separate ranges of values that are valid. And now we could hypothetically, we could hypothetically grab these 2 ranges, plug them right next to each other, and pick a random point in this range where this first section corresponds to this area over here. This other area corresponds to this section over here. And that way we only have to do a little bit of math, and then we get 1 random draw, and that's it. That's probably the way to go. I think that's good enough. In the case where this first box winds up in a position where there's not enough room for the second box, we can still do the same math of saying take the first corner and then take this corner minus a value, and we can just recognize that, oh well, that's a negative size, discard that from our range to check. So we can still do it that way. And this is a solution that would be something that you could run as many times as you want. But you can run out of spaces. you could wind up in a situation where you get to, like, if I said try and fit 4 boxes in here, you get to the 4th box, there's not going to be any room left. And then you have to decide, well, uh-oh, we have a problem. I guess at that point it just depends on how you want to solve it, but hopefully we're never going to wind up in that situation. So first bulb X, easy. We're just gonna plop a range. Is there a range type? I probably shouldn't mess with weird types that I don't have a good handle on in the middle of an idea, or I'm going to immediately drop that idea off the face of the earth. Like dropping turtle into the void. All right. Okay. Let me pull up this MS Paint document so I can reference this, because this is actually helpful. These kind of little puzzles are very nice to visually solve, because it makes it a lot easier for me to get my head around it. So with one bulb, we're going to assume 2 potential places that we can situate our second bulb. So the range on that is going to be, let's see here, second bulb ranges. We're going to make this an array, and each of those is going to be a pair of arrays. It's going to be from bulb min X up to first bulb X minus the width of the bulb. Do we want a margin? You know what? Yeah, let's give it a 5, maybe even 10 as a margin. So we're gonna go an extra 10 to the left. Then our second range begins bulb plus bulb width plus bulb margin and ends at our maximum X value here. All right, there we go. Now take those. Do we have a filter? Yes. Make sure that a sub 0 is less than or equal to a sub 1. So that should give us only the ranges that actually have a width that's non-negative. So in this case where we get like a jump back here where there's not enough room, we're gonna filter those cases out. Now we have 2 widths that we can take. Well, we may only have 1. So we want to take a random number. This is where it's going to get a little bit hairy on the math. We know what our range is, and then we're going to have to map it to these values. Since there are only a maximum of 2 here, it's not as hard, but it would be nice if we were to future-proof this, but we're just not going to right now. If later on we're going to add like multiple, it will not be hard to generalize this case. Let's see here. Second bulb rand value is going to be random in the range of, let's see here. Second bulb total range is take these ranges and map. Is there a map it? Yes. Map each range to their individual ranges. And then can I do a sum, a reduce? I'm assuming this works like JavaScript. In which case, is that all you need from me? And then you need the accumulator value, which is going to start at 0. Okay, so that should sum up all the range. So just pick a number between 0 and that total range. And then we have two options here. If this random number is less than or equal to the first range here, the first range's total width, then it's easy. Otherwise, it's hard. I'm explaining this great. Trust me, this is going to be wonderful once you all see it. Actually, visually, there's not going to be much going on. I just want to have two randomly distributed values that don't overlap. Second bulb X is just going to be this value plus range, but if it's greater than the range, or better yet, if it's greater than, if this, oh, this is probably clearer, is more than the maximum, then it must have fallen into that second range. And there you go. Second bulb rand minus okay, so it's not super clear, but it's fine. Oh gosh, that's ugly. Oh, I want to rewrite that whole block there in a clearer way, in a more general manner. It's like the simple way to think about this would be like, oh, well, 50-50. You either randomly pick this block or this block. But this block is really tiny, which means that you're going to more often than not wind up in the tiny block. And it honestly doesn't really matter, does it? Because at the end of the day, the player is just going to see two randomly distributed blobs, and they're not going to know how those numbers were arrived at. Doesn't matter one bit. Honestly, I could just pre-bake like 5 different random rolls that look okay and just pull one of those out, and no one would ever notice that those aren't fully randomized. Unbelievable. Actually, that's not a terrible way to solve this. Is instead of fully randomly distributing it, divide up whichever area I want to have my blocks possible in, which is I want to make sure there's a range at the beginning where nothing can spawn, and then just say, okay, the blocks can be here, here, and here, and then just bloop, like pick however many of these, and then randomly distribute within each of those minor ranges. And so you still get the occasional 2 right next to each other. That's honestly not a bad way to do it, because then I can guarantee, okay, the windows are large enough. Each one is large enough. And then I don't have to, you know what? I like that so much better because it's more maintainable. I am not going to be able to know what in the world I was talking about here. If I look at this tomorrow, I'm going to have no idea what was going on. So, you know what? Yeah, let's do that then. Bulb X. We're saying that the bulb is allowed to be as far back as 700. Yep. And as far forward as 900. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. That's gonna be a lot better. Drink of water. Okay. So what we want to do is create ranges. That's going to be easy. Then select a certain number of those ranges, and then for each of those that we select, pick a random value in that, and then that's it. That's it, basically. So we're gonna have potential ranges. For I in range, now we actually can do number of bulbs. Potential ranges dot append an array with 2 values. Actually, is there a range type? I don't think I want a range type. You know what? Now I keep thinking about it. Is this actually a thing? No, there is a range class, but that is for UI elements that represent a range of values. Okay, so it's going to be, you start at I times the total width of our ranges, which is bulb max x minus bulb min x divided by the number of bulbs we want. I times range width plus the min x. And then the end of the range is that same value. Actually, even easier. I plus 1 times range width. Okay, so there's our potential ranges. Now we're going to select our ranges. And we're going to do that with Godot's random selection. So we will say, again, for I in number of things we're going to select, grab one of these potential ranges. Pick random. Oh, does that allow me to say, actually, to pop it? No, it does not. It just selects one. Just returns a random element, but does not actually remove it. I could do a pop at. Let me see if there's any helper functions that'll do this. Godot pop random. Is there a pop random? Maybe, is there a list array random no, what do you call it? No replace? Let's see here. Rand I. Oops. What is rand I? Oh yeah, global scope. What is this? Returns a random 32-bit integer. Oh. Use remainder to obtain a random value in the interval 0 to -1. Okay, makes sense. But that doesn't do shuffle. So I'd have to pick a random integer of this length. Where is casual? It's time for Minecraft. Can't believe he's missing Minecraft. So I would say Random integer range from 0 to, is that inclusive or exclusive? Inclusive. Interesting. Size -1. So if this is a list of one element, then we get a random index 0 to 0. Okay. So pop at random index, and then selected ranges dot append that. Okay, so now we have a set of ranges, and we're gonna put a bulb in each of those. Green banner! Yay! He did it. Temporarily, we could just say, let's just use those for now. Let's just use the first value of each instead of... No, it's fine. It's fine. Bulb X's. It's going to be the actual value we're going to store this to. Oh, you know what? We don't actually have to store selected ranges, do we? Have any big Christmas wishes this year? Some last minute ones are fun. Is more stuffed unicorns, basically. Oh man, we went out to look at Christmas lights tonight, me and her. Got not too far from one of those places where someone has like the massive array of lights that are timed with the music. It does make me wonder what kind of software is out there for doing those, like what that kind of thing looks like. Selected ranges. Do I need to remove? Yeah, it's fun. But like, I'm looking at this like big, massive array of lights, and then I kind of look at the other side of the street, and I'm just seeing like the lights just kind of pulsing, lighting up everyone else's houses during the night. I'm like, that would kind of suck, actually. As a matter of fact, that would kind of suck. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, we could just do bulb X's. Do I want just the X? Sure. Take out this. Selected range equals that. And then bulb, the actual bulb X is going to be a random float in the range between selected range 0, selected range 1. Yeah, the electric bill. Don't want to think about that. And then we need to actually grab... Dang it, I keep closing this somehow. We actually need to grab these lights here. So that is... That's our light container. Is this... Light container. Where is the... Oh, there it is. There's the meter. Okay. Light container dot get child index I. Set the X value equal to bulb X, and that should position it appropriately. Let's see if that works as expected. Nope. Get child I. Invalid assignment of property or key X. Sprite 2D does not have... Okay, what properties does it have? Light container... Children, let me see them. Oh, it'd probably be like, yeah, I guess it wouldn't be just X. It would be copy property path, position.x. Okay, that's fair. That's probably what we're missing. Let's use room F instead, because this doesn't have the big loud waterfall noise when we load it up. That's not where I expected it to be. What? What though? Huh. All right, I tell you what. Print bulb X. I'm not using global values or anything. And this is sliding in, right? It does not slide in. What values do we get? 350 and 332. Not what I would have expected. Cricket, welcome in. What is going on? Well, now we're getting boss fight music. I don't know if that's good programming music. Okay, now we're getting boss fight music. Hello. Welcome in. Metroid Prime. Good choice. That's a good one. How was your stream tonight? We've been working on some action commands for the RPG. Not getting the values I would have expected. Uninstall Factorio, please. Oh, man. No, never. Although it is a problem. It is a problem. We finally escaped it. It was we rolled credits effectively. So that counts as a okay, I can put this away for now. But don't think I'm not constantly eyeing Steam and thinking like, what if we just made this a 24/7 Factorio stream instead? Well, thank you again for the raid. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful night. OG Zelda. I don't think I ever beat the original Zelda. I didn't have it growing up. I think I played Zelda 2 before Zelda 1, just at a neighbor's house. Okay, so it is selected range. So the potential ranges are coming in from I times range width. Is range width weird or something? Max X minus min X. That's 200. Divided by number of bulbs too. So that should be 100. So I 0 is going to be 0 plus 700. And then the second one's going to be 800. And then this one, oh. Okay, that should fix that. All right, let's see those randomly positioned bubbles in the action command. Yes, okay, so it'd be boop, boop. That's the idea at least. All right, that is much better. Hit him with a bowling ball. $7.10, they're split. Okay, that's much better. Now we need to actually do something with the bubble besides just position it. We're going to actually allow for pressing the button to light it up or turning it to red if we fail to light it up. So that is while the meter is filling up. We will look at the number of bulbs. We'll just say for bulb X in bulb X's, if bulb X, no, if filling meter So we're gonna need to know how far in is our meter filled up. Can I just get the X value of the meter? Can I just get like position dot right or something? Is that a readable value in this? Like I can get its width, I assume. I can get its size. Oh, but there's some scaling, I'm assuming here. Yeah, there's got to be some weird scaling going on with that. So we're not going to bother with that. Instead, we're just going to kind of use our values that we got based on the scale. Current X, we're going to count that as scale times the meter range here plus this, and we're going to compare that with the bulb X. If current X is greater than a bulb's X, oh, and we need to delete these once we've pressed the button on them. Oh yeah, and it should be that if you press the button too soon, it errors out the upcoming one, regardless of how far up ahead it is. So if current X is greater than bulb X plus bulb margin, no, not bulb margin, plus bulb width, if you let it go too far, then you failed that bulb. How do we... Okay, light container.getChild. Bulb is that. So we'll take that bulb, and we will take its... what will we take? What was the old spring launch? How was that code? How did that code work? We would light up... we would change the region rect position. That makes sense. That makes sense. So what are we going to change it to then? Let's take a look at these. Let's take a look at this texture. Okay, so right now we're here. To make it red, we will say just change it to 100. 100 for red. And then 300 for green. That seems fine. Why does it not like... Ah, right. Bulb index in range of bulb X's, and then bulb X equals bulb X's dot bulb index. It all makes sense. Whew. All right, so now we can grab the bulb. If you failed, set it and I guess fall out immediately here. We need to remove X's dot remove at bulb index, and then we can just break at that point because we're not getting any further. So that's if you went too far. Now, next thing to look for is if you pressed a button. Is button pressed equals input dot is action just now pressed. We're gonna use the jump action. So we're moving along. We're moving, and if you have pressed the button, then either you are within a bulb or not within a bulb. Ooh. Lit a bulb equals false. We want to see, did you actually land any of them or not? All right, so you pressed a bulb, and we're going to say this is the part of the code where we're checking you are in it. You are in the bulb, in the light bulb. What does that look like? That is if your current X is greater than or equal to bulb X, and current X is less than or equal to the right side of the bulb. So if we got all that, then we're good, actually. We did it. We lit a bulb. We get the bulb, we set it to green, we remove that from the X's we're checking against, and we're done. Okay, outside of this loop, if we pressed a button and we did not light a bulb, oh, then we pressed the button too soon. Welcome back, Casual. You missed the Minecraft minigame, I'm afraid to report. Sorry about that. Never mind ads. Okay, well then. So we want to find the minimum bulb X. Oh! The luck. So we want to find upcoming bulb X. Can I, should I sort these? Instead of doing this, should I maybe sort these first? Does this sort in place? It does sort in place. That will, okay, so now instead of that, I can just say take the upcoming bulb X at 0. There we go. And we should play sound effects here too. We should play sound effects. Let's get to that after we confirm this is working. Minecraft. All Minecraft all the time. I was just saying, Casual, that you missed the previous Minecraft minigame, but then another one out of nowhere. It didn't turn red, but it didn't turn green either. Don't like that. Don't care for that. Let's slow this meter run way down so that we can really see what happens. All right, so first case we're gonna try is just don't press anything. Okay, so we should see it turn now. Now, oh, see that second one isn't happening. Oh, because the indexes don't line up anymore. The indexes don't line up anymore. I'm removing the X's, or removing the indexes, and that creates a problem. Okay, let's have this. Locked in bulb count. Instead of actually removing them, let's just keep track of how many are still to be determined. Okay, just skip them. And then take out all of this remove at business. We're not gonna mess with our list order. Okay, so the bulb X is the locations of these in the meter. Bam. I'm still not getting that second one. Why am I not getting that second one? Okay, so the first one fills up. It's running. We're running. Oh, did I not say to increment locked in? I did not. All those places where I was saying, get rid of that, remove it. What I should be saying is increment the locked in bulb count instead. Oh, no. Unstoppable owl. No hands. Red. Yes. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. And I guess I want to keep track of number of... Should result be number of successes? I'm gonna say yes. This is gonna be a weird attack in that you can actually deal 0 damage or 2 damage or 1 damage. So for every success, result plus equals 1. Okay, so now let's try it with actually hitting the button. We're gonna test this from a few different angles. An X. No one expects the X. All right, we're running it really slow. Let's hit both of them. Boop. Oh. Because once result hits anything other than -1. Right. So instead of result, we want to wait, let's say total lit. Instead of result plus 1. And then at the end, result equals total lit. There we go. Hi, Ahmed. Welcome in. All right. Let's try this again. You tried your best. All right. So let's go for 2. Bop. Bop. Yay. Amazing. And it dealt 2 damage. It's gonna need sound effects. I think there are some decent ones we can go off of, right? Yeah, action ding is a decent one. Menu error, that's for failure. That's for you did something bad, you fool. You fool. And then action ding 2. Action ding 2. Yeah, this is for testing. It's gonna be like twice as fast at least. Ooh. Oh, but then, okay, interesting. What if they're already filled up? What if there are no more? Yeah, mosquitoes do kind of suck, don't they? If you press a button... then the bulb we want is the one at locked in bulb count, for one thing. And locked in bulb count is less than number of bulbs. So if you've already locked in 2, you can't fail. You're finished. Oh no. Man, I had one night where I apparently had a yellow jacket in my room, and I swatted it in my sleep, and that did not go well. I was awake fast. Good. Are there mosquito enemies in this game? Not yet. Okay, let's speed it back up to its original speed and see if that's reasonable or unreasonable. Oh, that's, you know what? That feels pretty good right there. That feels pretty good. However, the next thing. Wait, they're wearing helmets. Aren't those helmets supposed to do something against this very attack? Am I going crazy here? I one-shotted him. Well, what's the... What? No! No! No. Downward. Find in files. Find downward. Reduce damage by 1. Okay. So yeah. Supposedly, Hard Hat Piggle is supposed to reduce downward damage by 1. So we need to look up reduce damage and see that code because it's apparently not working. Damage reduction. All right. So we get the damage reduction. You know what? I don't think I can read anything that's happening in that paragraph. Not for lack of trying. My brain just, it's like sliding right off the words. That's one way to put it. Okay. Right here. Print damage type. So it's going to iterate through both damage types because this is sharp and downward. Those are the two tags on this damage type. So first it's going to go over, let's say sharp, and it's going to say, okay, sharp in the damage dictionary of on damage. Wait, what's damage types here? Damage instances get, okay, damage instance. Yes, damage instance. Damage instance has types. Types is an array. All right, so we get that array of damage types, which contains sharp and downward. And then we get the unit types on damage dictionary. All right, for each of our damage types that are incoming, look at the on damage rules. And that enemy does in fact have an on damage dictionary of downward equals reduced damage 1. Downward equals reduced damage of 1. So we get the on damage dictionary, we find, yes, this does have first we do sharp, and it says no. There's no special handling for sharp. No balloons to pop on this guy. So because there is no reduction, we go back to this for loop, and we say, okay, now we've got downward. Do we define any rules for downward? Yes, we do. So we continue here, and we say, okay, what is it a reduced damage rule? And it should say Yes. And get the numeric value. Favorite Christmas thing, being warm inside. It's great. And then we should append type reductions here. This is weird. So that's not happening, basically. So let me just say print damage type and print reduction. Fire. Fire. I really like Thanksgiving a lot because you get all of the visiting people you don't get to see very much and gathering together and having a big meal and just relaxing with people. But then there's no craziness of presents. It's kind of nice. Okay, gotta hit both of these. Okay, there it is. Sharp had nothing. Downward did have reduced damage 1. But that guy took 2 damage. Wait a second. I think everything's fine. I think everything might be fine. Yes, we're dealing 3 damage. We're dealing a base 3 damage. That's it. That's literally it. Cool. Let's further reduce damage here. Let's say that he takes 2 less damage from downward things. Like conceptually, it is. It's like there's no. Thanksgiving is everything that I feel like people wish Christmas could be, which is like it's about family and togetherness, and there's no like, oh, you got to there's the social things you have to do, the rules you have to send out your Thanksgiving cards. You have to make sure to buy all the latest, the Thanksgiving products. It's like, no, we're just gonna hang out, cook something, and that's it. That's literally it. It's great. That is my hill to die on. Thanksgiving is... Christmas wishes it could be Thanksgiving. Gotta keep up with the Joneses and put up your Thanksgiving lights. Okay, we're gonna alter this slightly. We're gonna say this one's gonna be weird. We're gonna send out multiple springs. You got double snailed. That's impressive, really. Okay, so currently, hey Slob, we're doing all right. We are doing all right. Okay. This is going to be a little bit tricky. Result is number of springs. Not damage. So we're changing this move. Instead of this being a 2 damage move, it's going to send out 1 damage twice. Why does that matter? Because some things have defense. And so this discourages using the same move on everything. Let's see here. And I think we can kind of mess with this move a lot more in different ways. Like have more bubbles, have a longer meter, have a faster meter, all this stuff. Oh, that is the worst. Let's see here. Set camera target null happens here. Oh, right, because that's not a thing we can... Oh, wait, we can do that. We can just call it. We could just literally call the function. Okay, so we do this. And then we say, if number of springs equals 0, do something weird. Oh, no. Yeah. We're working on the spring fling move that the player has. We're modifying it pretty heavily. We've made a brand new action command minigame thing for it, which is nice. Yeah, everything's a lot nicer now for it. A lot more relevant. Makes more sense. Gives it some differentiation from the other moves that you have at your disposal. Variety is good. So they'll work better for different situations, and you can actually strategize. Okay, so we want to do... why is this giving me this? What is this? Assignment is not allowed inside an expression. Oh, right. Was I doing... What was I doing today that required... Oh, VB. I was working in Visual Basic at work today. And it uses a single equals for testing equality. And, you know, that's... And then you switch back over to a Python-like language, you know, that uses the normal doubles equals that almost everything uses. There are some weird things out there. So most modern languages, when you are testing for equality, you're going to do doubles equals. Some languages still use a singles equals for testing equality. And here's a fun one for you. Most languages, if you want to combine strings, you just do string 1 plus string 2, and that's it. However, I had the misfortune of looking into some Postgres code years ago. What crazy operator do you think it is? And you never would have guessed they even have a different operator for it. You're thinking like, oh, maybe something weird like Excel where you have to use ampersand for concatenation. No. In Postgres, it's dot. That is the operator to combine two strings, is dot. I don't know a lot about, you know, the history of Postgres, but that seems so weird. You missed dot. Ooh. Okay, so else. Actually, I don't even have to technically do else, because if 0, then we're not even going to do this. Okay, for each spring, we're going to add a new action queue that is throw a spring. But we're also going to append a wait. I times, let's say 200. I think that will work. Let's try this. A dot. Ugh. All right, my idea is that we should be seeing 2 separate springs go up instead of 1. And they're not going to do any damage to this guy, but... Set camera target. Oh, that's supposed to be set camera target null. I don't know how I lost the parameter there. Don't worry about it. Let's aim for the guy with the balloon. How about that? This is going to be a little bit weird because this is the first ever time we've done 2 instances of damage in one attack. It's going to break some things. Okay, not yet apparently. Oh, is it not wait? Oh, wait MS. Okay. Wait for this many milliseconds. Right. Not getting the IntelliSense, so I'm having to actually remember my function names. Okay, that was something. Oh boy. All right. Trying to delete. Did it fire the same spring twice? Is that what I was seeing there? That's what it looked like. It sure was. That is exactly what happened. Okay, so that was the problem there, is it just kind of created the same spring twice. That's how they get you. They're trying to hook you. Oh, okay, problem. We killed the same pig twice. I do believe. I do believe that pig died twice. How did that happen? What sprite are we trying to delete here? Oh boy. All right. What's happening here? We're gonna have to kill this pig a few times to track down this problem. This is an important problem to solve because there's going to eventually be lots of cases where we are doing multiple damages from multiple sources. Yeah, did you hear it? It played the sound twice. Yeah, I think it was in fact trying to delete it twice somehow. But the damage should be 1 each time? Is it hitting for 1 or is it hitting for 2? Oh geez, how did this happen? No, it's only... All right, it's definitely giving us the credit for the kill twice. And I don't know how that's possible yet. That will be an interesting one to solve. Secondly, those bubbles were way too close to each other. Why? How? I should reduce the maximum on each range by half of margin. No, by width. That will help that. Okay. I didn't actually change anything in the code here aside from that one bit, so this is not going to do much for us. We're definitely getting Q hurt actions. Enemy hurt actions. It's queuing this as a new queue, so these could be happening at the same time, which is create damage indicator, change animation, wait 500 milliseconds, revert or play death animation. That should... That's a tricky one. Okay, so this block, yes, that's fine. Create the damage indicator. This block, it's okay. Change the animation. The problem then is that we're waiting 500 milliseconds. All right, let's bring up paint. This is a paint explanation here. So, there's a timeline of things that have to happen. So, whenever an enemy gets hit, the first thing we do is we queue up, hey, show the big damage star and the number. So that's the first thing we do. Reasonable. Then we say, wait for half a second while the enemy is like, oh, I'm hit. And then after that, check to see if they're dead. And if they are dead, do some special logic. If they're not dead, change them back to their regular animation. And then we're good. So there's this little bit in the middle here where we are just waiting, biding our time. So damage animation, wait, and then after they have been in the hurt animation for half a second, then either switch them back or kill them off. Here's the problem. We have 2 instances of damage that are happening. And so we're getting something more like this. So the order of operations is, okay, make the first animation show up, start waiting, make the second animation show up. So now they're at 0 health at this point right here. Check if they're dead. They are dead. Good. Kill them off. And then we get here. Well, they're still dead. Get rid of them. So there's our problem. Possible solutions. See, here's one thing is I want to make sure that we don't apply damage if an enemy is already dead. Create damage indicator. What does that look like here? Does that actually change their pool? It does change their HP pool. Oh, this could get really ugly. I can see some really terrible things happening for later moves that we want to add. Okay, I think immediately the quickest thing to do is just say, if the enemy is in fact dead, don't even process this. Like if we've already deleted them, let's see here. Targetable sets. What we probably want to do is have a unit.isDead. Yeah, we're gonna add it on that second check. So the second time they hit the end of the timeline, they're gonna see, oh, I've actually processed this enemy's death animation already. I don't need to do it again. So what we want to do for that is jump into our battle unit properties and have, oh, is out of combat. We already have this? Do we already have this? Wait, what does is out of combat mean? When did I ever use that? Oh, okay. That is more of a temporary thing. That's specifically for the mini-boss, actually, who takes your partner out of the battle temporarily. Okay, so battle unit does need a property for basically is dead. And that's going to have ramifications for some of this stuff. Okay, so if unit dot is dead, then just return. Don't do anything with this. Do not even look at it. Check damage effect if alive. Okay, so that one's fine. Let's see if that is enough. Let's see if that's enough. So to recap, our current problem is the enemy is dying twice because we are doing 2 instances of damage instead of 1 for the first time ever. Still got 2 deaths. Yeah. I still got pew pew. Okay. What plays that sound effect? This right here. Oh, duh. I'm never actually setting unit is dead, or am I? Ooh. I think I want it here. Getting pretty tired. It's not even that late. Oh, thank goodness. Wait. Uh-oh. Okay, what happened there? You guys keep an eye on these pigs. What happened there? What's going on here? What's up with that? Okay. Add some logging here. Okay. We got exactly 1 death. So maybe it's because the first time. Well, okay, let's think about that. So it is play the little damage animation, wait 500 milliseconds, check to see if they're dead, and if so, do things based on that. And then we are doing that a second time, like over here. Okay, how about this? Print whether or not they're dead already, and then print also how much HP they have left on each of these instances. Because it's probably not helping matters. No, I did 200 milliseconds. So it's not going to be like weird race condition business. False 0. That's all I got. So why is he not gone? All right, so the first time that it hits this function, we say false and also 0 damage left, or 0 health left. So, because of that, we set him to dead. We erase him from the list of units. I know what it is. Oh my gosh, it's my stupid system that I've written for this. The action queue is a powerful system I have built for managing all of these things that have to happen independently and in some mysterious order that I don't want to worry about. So all I have to do is queue up actions like play a sound and then change animation and then wait 2 seconds and then delete the sprite. And meanwhile, other actions can be happening independently in their own queues. But for that to work, every single one of these functions needs to return when they have finished. And if they don't do that, they'll just assume that they're still waiting for that particular action to finish. Oh, thank goodness. All right, let's replace this action command of cats with the original Spring Fling, which is one of these. Spring Launch 2. How's this one different? Oh, it's got more springs to launch. Okay, so this right here. Go into battle moves. Spanner. Use this instead. And we're actually going to change this. Instead of holding down, we're going to hold left. And that means that the controller icon here needs to use the next one up, which is 200 to show left. That is an awful looking left, but don't worry about it. So make sure 200 is our, there we go, that looks good. All right, so now Cat should have a hold left move instead of her previous timing based moves. Nice, and then hit him with a spanner. Very satisfying. I feel pretty good about that. I'm gonna bring up GitHub and make sure I commit these changes right away. Move refactoring. Don't want to lose these. Put them in the cloud. Always have your source control. What is this? Dynamite Beats from Bug Fables. There's all the serious music in Bug Fables. All right. We made good progress there. What do we do now? Factorio, obviously. right, so hey, that's, you know what? That's good. We have 4 unique action commands going on now, which is pretty nice. We could go ahead and make a more advanced version of the action command. Let's see, what would we need to do that? I would not like, just like, I don't know. How did this work? Right, with some, was there an export for this? For spring launch. It did not have an export. How did this, oh, just number of lights is all it was. Interesting. So meter timing. Number of bulbs can be panel.children.size. Get child count. And that way it would be fairly easy to add additional ones without changing the code. Meter run duration would probably need to change. We could make that an export, I think. Yeah, and that way I can change it from the scene itself for minimal changes. I'm trying to make this extensible. That might be all we need for it. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to duplicate scene, new inherited scene. Save as meter timing 2. In scenes, battle, action commands, meter timing. Meter timing 2. It's harder this time. And all we got to do is duplicate that and change this to be, let's say, 3 seconds. And then change the size of this. What's going on there? What's up with that? Ah, that's what's up with that. Okay. Oh, and then one other thing we need to send out is we need to know the actual ending. So previously 900, now 1090. Real dabble moment, if you ask me. 1090. Okay. Is that all we need to do? Will that be enough? Can I just say spring toss is now meter timing 2. And let that be enough. Let's find out. Did I just make an advanced version of the meter timing action command with minimal changes and without much additional file size? Well, Not great. Something went wrong there. Oh, and when this fails, we need to actually change the animation back to idle. Let's see, change it to idle. And to do sad sound. Something like that. So why did that fail then? What's up with our script? It's got to be the measurement here, right? Current X is meter max X. Meter max X. Which is supposed to be bulb max X plus bulb width. Okay, that may correct that formula. Nope, not quite. Let's have it print whenever we press the button. Because right now, I don't know exactly what's happening there. If is button pressed. Then print current X. Also, before all this happens, I don't know, I guess you can just also print bulb X's. Sure. That's fine. I just need to get some numbers I can work with here to fix this by the end of stream. All right, what will we get? Okay. Significantly, current X is way too low. 1028. Based on what we were seeing, 1028 is reasonable for an ending one, and 715 for a... Well, is 715 reasonable for a beginning one? Yes, yes it is. Bulb min X 700. Okay, so those numbers look good. These numbers do not. The current is, I think, what's coming across incorrectly. So I take the scale from 0 to 1. I take the max and min of the meter, add the minimum. That should be what our current X is. Well, minimum is still probably right. All right. Just print current X the whole way across. And go ahead and print the scale. It should be going 0 to 1 and then stopping, but let's find out for sure if that's what's going on. Scale looks good, 0 to 1. Current X, I'm seeing 570 to 1145. That's probably about what I would expect to see is the thing. 570, yeah, meter min X, 570. Meter max X. $11.45. Should be like right around here. Right about here. Yeah. Well, somewhere in there. Okay, what about this? Then, if that, then light it up with blue, just temporarily. Just want to see when it thinks it's in the right spot. Significantly okay, right, because current X is coming across much smaller. Than I think it should be coming across as. Current X. It's filling from 0 to whatever. Counter over meter. Yeah, that one is fine. Oh! It's this. It's this. it's clipping, which is fine. Okay. It just made it harder for me to see that there was a problem there. The clipping is there intentionally. Okay, okay. Get springed. Okay, unfortunately spring does like no damage against these guys because of the hats, but that is the idea, is pow 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 pow. So, this is good. Oh, that means we could have a... Oh man, what could we do? Oh. Like, we could have an action that lets you have, you know, additional attacks, but it costs some points to spend it. Spring Barrage. I think it would be good to have an action that can land a spring on everything, like one spring on everything, but you have to land multiple bop, 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 bops. That one's going to be trickier because the scale of it needs to match the scale of the number of enemies. And then the targets have to automatically properly update. So that's not just a matter of changing things out. Okay, cool. So we have an advanced meter timing. So now let's put it all together by saying that we have a new move. So we're gonna say function spring toss action is this blob, this whole blob here. Wait, goes all the way to here? Yes. Okay. And now we can repeat this. Kind of. We're gonna cut out action command path from here so that we can parameterize that. Boom. Source. There we go. So there's one move now. And pow, spring barrage. 2 R's, right? Checking. Yes. Had to make sure. Don't want to get that wrong. Spring barrage. All right. Cost of spring toss is now free. Spring barrage may get named spring artillery later. And that's going to use meter timing 2 instead. And now, here we go. Module directory. Module directory. This is the first time we're going to have an actual spring. Let's say move spring barrage. And it's going to give you the move called spring barrage. I mean, that certainly looks like assembler. Oh, assembly machine 2. And now go over to game manager and give us a new module. For move spring barrage. Boom. Check it out. Check it out. Here we go. This is the last thing for the night. We're done. We've just done it, assuming it works. If I go into this fight, here are my 2 moves. Same as before. Gear spin, spring fling. Spring fling is just the two bubble. Boop boop. 2 shots. Pow pow. But run away. Pause menu crashes, apparently. Neat. Why? Why, though? No. There was time now. No description. Okay. Okay, so you pause. And now in the modules, oh, look, what's this? What's this we have here? A circuit chip of some sort to install? Let's put some more health in here while we're at it. A circuit chip of some sort? Why, what could that do? What could that do? It's very creeper coded. Why now when we go to attack, what's this? We have a new move? We have a new move that gets automatically added to our list of moves when we equip that module. And now we have new move that is stronger, but cost us some energy. That pig got destroyed. New move. So that works. Scan the pig. I love move. I love move. Move so nice. would you pronounce it love move or Louvre move? It's a great question. No, no, don't. How dare you? He has been dealt with. All right, there we go. That is our first ever real module that gives you a move. I've had that functionality in place for a long time, but with no actual moves to use with it. You hear correctly. I was lurking a bit, but work was a bit busy this afternoon. Yes, that's all CSS and HTML. I was looking at the alerts again, because now I've kind of got the bug, and I'm like, oh, what could you do with that? What could you do with those? Oh, there's alerts. It's right there at the top. Yeah. All right. So the raid animation that I have, it's a number of elements based on the number of raiders. All right, we got time. We got time. Rainbow. What the heck? What the heck in heck are we gonna do for the game that's rainbow? What in the world? No, so I was trying to think of what kind of terrible curse thing could you do with CSS selectors based on what information Twitch gives you access to. They do not let you use JavaScript. No JavaScript allowed. You get a... That's the one. Wow, a duplicate. So 3 hovercats went by because I have a hard minimum of 3 because I felt like it would be really sad if someone raided in and there was just one hovercat slowly making their way across the screen. So I said, all right, minimum 3, because 3's at least a crowd. Even though it's a lie, the 3 is just a flat out lie. Alone but strong. Rainbow bee? Rainbow pig? We could work on some icons of something. These suck, but for a very good reason. They can't have borders because the borders are added automatically. And the color gets added by modulation. So there's reasons. There's reasons. It makes sense. Ugh. How does Twitch know how long the alert should last? Are they actually scanning the CSS for the animation data? How do they know? How do they know? Okay, duration. There is actually a duration that you have to give it. Okay, okay. I just never saw that in my in my completed one. But yeah, it turns out you can do some really cursed things to control the number of elements. So you only get a find and replace for the text that's passed in for a channel point redemption, that kind of stuff, the username, For raids, you get the number of raiders. And I was like, but how can you use that to control how many elements appear? You can, there is a selector, a very cursed selector you can use. You can use Nth of type. There's apparently a very funny thing you can do where you can actually pass in as part of the selector. And so if you select Nth of type, parenthetical, minus N plus 3, it will only select the first 3 elements of that group. And so since Twitch provides you with a find and replace for number of raiders, you could, in theory, have a bunch of pre-created hovercats and then say only show the first 3 hovercats. It's true, it's true. So it's technically possible. It is technically possible. I have no idea what icons I need. This is tricky. All right. Just a full-on art break. Just a full-on art break. But yeah, that's cursed and really funny that it's technically possible. Yeah, so I thought that was very funny that you could do that. Let's see here. What else was I trying to figure out what you could do with it? I wanted to see if there was a way to tell it, have a different animation based on the game that someone was in. Oh, I'm sorry, casual. I don't know why it would do that. Take all hovercat numbers, multiply by 10. Perfect. I don't think exclamation mark is a Twitch command thing. It'd be slash. It'd be slash instead of exclamation mark. Yeah, don't raid from my own stream. It will not actually work, as it turns out. There it goes. Wow. There go the hovercats. I got nothing. I got nothing. Great. Great. So much peer pressure going on here, apparently. Oh, see, that's a fun one. I don't know if there's a way to keep an animation up or not. And I don't know how it works if they overlap. There's a lot of mysteries around it. It would be very fun to have some kind of... I like the fact that it's that the printout animation overlapping alerts in the same alert box queue. That would make sense, honestly. It's all like the mini games. Random rolls the quality. That's true. At least the bike was not picked. I don't think you can keep doing that. I think it's gonna cut you off at some point. Dob Ross. Beautiful. It didn't even work. Unbelievable. It's gonna be maybe like, what do we got here? I don't like that big straight line there. About this one. Yeah, I could work with this. For 5 seconds, unknowing, completely unknowing. Is there? I like this guy here. It's pretty good. Can't even see most of what I'm stamping down here. Like the, as in, like, what category they had? I'm not gonna play the Flinty slider. Can't get much of a decent, let's get this one. The automated shout out. It's Twitch API. So I just read from their channel. Wow. 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 There you go. A beautiful rainbow. It's got to be subtle. A peaceful valley. A Stardew Valley. Keep using all those points. That's what's going to happen. What can you do on Hype Train? Sure, save changes. I don't care. Customize HTML. You get no variables. Ooh, really? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I just would have expected just something like current level or anything. Anything. Let me see what else there is. Okay, bits. The values you get. Username, amount, cheer message. Yeah, that's reasonable. But again, it's like if you want to have like a number of elements based on the number of something, you would actually have to do just thresholds, like embed it in a class name or something, or oh gosh, what else could you do? Oh, okay, you can limit each variant to cheered at least X amount, And I assume that, that way you could do like tiers of things. And so that is a way to at least keep it separated. But it would pain me that you can't just say, oh, use a different image for each tier amount, but everything else in my extremely annoying to put together animation has to be the same. Goodbye, non-voiders, indeed. Let's see here. We will probably just call it there. I don't know that we're gonna do a stream on Wednesday because that is Christmas. I don't know. Maybe the night will be boring and stuff. Oh, like edit the little stamp on there. That's just the whatchamacallit. That's the one from the game. Oh, you mean the actual icon? I've found that it's really annoying to make icons for channel point rewards just because they're I don't know. I feel like they still don't auto resize. You have to make 3 separate versions. Maybe they've changed that recently, but the last time I checked, it was a mess. Well, everyone, thank you for hanging out. I had fun. I hope you did too. We did the thing. We made the action commands, the module. That's an actual module we can just put somewhere in the world. Probably the later side of early game, like a chapter. It's probably like a chapter 2 or so kind of badge of like, oh, you're gonna do a lot of damage with this. Here you go. Good luck. So we'll do some more things like that. I need to come up with some good ideas of some early game modules that, help you in some cases, but you really have to think, which one do you want to equip? Because you can't equip them all in the early game. So you got to think long and hard about it. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you at some point, either Wednesday or Friday. That's it. Good night.